So, hi guys, welcome back. This is a reading wrap-up for Tom Infinity and Beyond Reader Sound Round 2. And I managed to read 4 books and 1 short story. And I finished the Tier 1 challenge. So, I'll show you everything I read and give it a little bit of my opinion. So, first of all, I read 1 short story by Herbert Wells from this collection, Tales of Space and Time. At first I wanted to read the whole collection, but I've read only one specific story that featured aliens to count it as a challenge for the first round. I really saw traveling to another planet and I counted it for Mars. So I don't know what to say about this book actually, because it was a reread for me. I read all this collection before, maybe 3 times, but in Russian, and I purchased the English version of it. So the one specific story I've read this is the Crystal Egg. Basically, the main character found out that this crystal egg, this is like a televisor or some sort of monitor to look outside to the different planet. And probably that aliens have dozens of these crystal eggs on different places, maybe in different planets, and they just look and that's it. I actually love this story collection, but I don't know what to say about it. I actually planned to read 5 books for Tier 1, but then I realized that I don't have enough time and I don't have time to do the video challenge, so I decided that I could count one of the books I've already read for the one more challenge. And first book I read was Brave New Girl by Rachel Vincent, yes, and this book I counted for fire and then I counted it for water also, because the main character was hydroponic gardener, I think that's how I pronounce it, and it's not spoilers or anything. It was like almost right in the beginning of the book, but it wasn't in the synopsis, maybe because it's not very interesting detail, but anyway. So this is YA. Kind of dystopian story, I guess. And in the beginning of the book, you see that city where there is no such institution as family, and there is no concept of giving birth to a child anymore. So basically, if city needs new gardeners or new scientists or new military employees, they basically make clothes, and everything is like that. So the main character, I think Dahil is her name, she's one of 5,000 clones. Basically the city divided into 5 main groups, like scientists, artists, military, just like workers and whatnot. And because of that, and also the fact that this girl fell in love with the guy from a military labor, it gave me strong Divergent vibes. I haven't read Divergent, I've only watched like the first 2 movies. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it 4 stars. And actually, this is part of duology. And yeah, I'm going to read the second book because I really enjoyed the first one. But probably it would be in March, because I have a huge non-fiction book planned for February, so I don't know, will I manage to read that book or not, but yeah. Then I managed to read Inhabited Island by Arkady and Boris Strugatsky. Really love this book. I think it's now one of my top favorite books from that authors. While I was reading it, I was comparing it a lot with the Bull's Hour by Evgeny Yefremov. I was like really comparing it a lot because in both of the books, the main character is communist and all characters in case with the both are. They travels to another planet, and on that planet, the government is capitalist. So yeah, it kind of tries to show that the communism is way better than capitalism and trying to save them. Yeah, it's expectable from the time period and place when it was written. But if in the both our like strongly see this propaganda, the Inhabited Island is more satire. How do you pronounce it? You get it. So they kind of showing that that communism is better, but kind of they don't. And main character making a lot of mistakes and bad life choices. There was some like hilarious moments when he was literally thinking like, this country needs a revolution. Like I need to do a revolution, but what will we do next? Like I was studying something, but in the history, but I had no idea. Anyway, like, let's do a revolution and managed everything later. It was hilarious to read, and I loved the ending. It was really unpredictable, and it showed the main character in even in a more worse way than it was before. I loved it. It was great. I think I gave it 5 stars overall. That was counted for air. Then I've read this comic book. This is volume 2 for Back to Future comics. If you don't know, Back to Future is a movie trilogy about time travel, and the first volume is a collection of different comics where they show like what was before the adventures, what was in between the adventures and stuff. But in this book, second volume, we see Marty McFly after the stuff that happened in the third movie, and he's back to his normal, boring teenage life without any adventures, and he suffers from that. I counted this book for sleep because in every movie there was like kind of iconic scene where Marty wakes up and at first he thought that it was a nightmare and there was no any time travel, but actually he realized that he's in different timeline. But in that comic book where he back to his normal boring life, he wakes up and realizes that yeah, he's really in his normal boring life in what was 1985. So yeah, I really loved it. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies, so I really enjoyed to read this comic. I was really happy to find out that there is some more story with these characters. And the last book I managed to read for the challenge is We by Evgeny Zamyatin. This is a pretty old book. I think it was written in like 1920s, and it's pretty much classic dystopian novel. And I counted this book for food and for shelter. What I would say, I enjoyed reading it, but I gave it 4 stars because it was a little bit hard in some moments. Because how this book is structured, you're kind of reading the diary of the one human who lives in this utopian future, and at some point his life became so messy and unpredictable, and it reflects in his notes. So it's really messy. Sometimes he kind of stop his thought on the middle and didn't finish the sentence, so it's really messy, and that's why it's a little bit hard to read. But overall, I enjoyed it. I think its world building was great, and the characters was really different and really interesting. So if you are interested in reading like vintage sci-fi or maybe some classic dystopians, I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, overall it's a great book. I'm curious to read 1984 because when I finished reading this book, I saw someone comparing this one with 1984 and saying that one was better. So I'm kind of curious now. So that was everything I read for the challenge in January. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.